A packed house was ready for a coronation of the Southeast Conference champs Saturday night. Would the Jesters give them what they wanted? We have all the highlights and reaction from the regular season finale against Birmingham. We will capture the magic of the night against the team from the Magic City with some of your fan videos. And speaking of video, Coach Farrell is going to break down video of the action. And since it's our last show before the playoffs, we're going to hear some of the best answers from Joking Around. The regular season is in the past, the playoffs are in our future, but the Jesters' court is right now. Walk-Ons on Pointer Street, the perfect refuge from the heat and humidity this summer, and our home all season long. And after a week away from our home, we are back here at Walk-Ons, along with the head coach of the New Orleans Jesters, Kenny Farrell. Paul Boron with you. And Coach, if the regular season is the build-up to the postseason, your team right now, your team, your organization, certainly has a lot of momentum.
Yeah, we have momentum, but we can really only worry about the next game. I keep saying that all the time. It's like, there's not an easy team in this league, and whether I've said this before, the bottom you got to come out ready every time. You got to be prepared to play and do the things that get you, over the top when you play. And we continue to do it on Saturday night against Birmingham, and I think it was a fair result in the end. But as I say, one game at a time. We've won the league, unbeaten. That's great, but that's over. It's the next game now. It's the next game.
So the conference title was on the line, an undefeated season was on the line, and hosting the playoffs was on the line Saturday night against Birmingham. Excitement was in the air Saturday night as the Jesters looked to conclude an unbeaten season. But it is Birmingham with the first good chance in the 7th minute, saved by Chad Collins. In the 22nd minute, a nice run by Mason Walsh. Down the left side has John Evans on the back post, but Garth Seauer gobbles up the cross. Jesters get on the board in the 26th minute as Tony Giudice finds some space and rips a left footer to put the Jesters up 1-0. They're looking for more in the 39th, but Curtis Thorne can't reel this in and beat Seauer, and we're 1-0 at the half. Birmingham pushing early in the second, but Chad Collins comes up with this save in the 46th minute. 55th minute, and Walsh looking for the lower corner, but Seauer comes up with a nice save to deflect it away. 2 minutes later, the Jesters get the insurance goal they need as John Evans bends it around the wall into the upper 90, a brilliant strike to make it 2-0. Then in stoppage time, another free kick, and it is Igor Shishkov with another terrifically placed shot. That makes it 3-0 as the Jesters clinch the regular season title.
Well, this is my decade year, so I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've been waiting for 10 years for this moment. A lot of hard work in the past few years, but this year we got the squad to do it. Coach Kenny did a great job of bringing in players, foreign players, and mixing them in with the local guys, and the chemistry has just been fantastic throughout the season. And like I said, I've been waiting for this moment for 10 years, and couldn't be happier. I'm looking forward to playing in front of our fans. The last few times we've been to the playoffs, it's always been hosted in Chattanooga. So we haven't really been able to play in front of our fans. Tonight was a great crowd. We're looking to get some more people out on Friday and Saturday and give them a show. The ball was coming up the left-hand side, and I saw there was a little space in between the midfield and the back line. So Lucas played a great ball into me to where I could take one touch onto my left foot, and I have confidence striking with my left foot, so I just wanted to hit it low and hard, and that's just what I did and put it in the bottom left-hand corner.
Obviously, this is massive for us. I'm not sure, I can't remember the last time that the Jesters won the conference or went undefeated all season. We've stayed positive and strong all season. We've got a really strong group this year. The boys are all very close. We all work hard for each other, and it's starting to pay off on the pitch. because we work so hard for each other, we never give up, and it shows in our results that even when we go down in games that we always come back and win.
Feeling amazingly, just got on the pitch for like 5-10 minutes and feel amazing what coach gave me this opportunity, because there is so many good players which can take this free kick, and I'm so lucky I got this one, and I was confident, take a chance, took a shot, and scored again. I feel like I'm a good luck for the Jesters.
So, Coach, this match was another great example of this team and the character of this team all season long. They responded to the pressure of the match itself, the great environment, and they really put their foot down on the Hammers and never let the Hammers have a chance.
Yeah, and there was 4 starting players that didn't start through, yellow card accumulation, suspensions, and injury. So 4 players that would definitely play significant parts. So you have to give credit to the players that came in and replaced them and did a fantastic job for us and still got a great result.
Well, there's no doubt Saturday night was truly a magical night against the team from the Magic City, and we've collected some of the fan videos from that big crowd on Saturday night. So let's take a look at some of the moments from the fans' perspective.
We need to come together behind the team, and they did on Saturday night. And we clearly need to start putting players in higher leagues. We had a lot of local players there, and the crowd behind them, it just felt like there was a great brotherhood. The game is nothing without the fans. It's nothing without the fans. It's got to be about them. It's got to be about the venue and the fans, and the players come next. So it was a great environment to be in. They were tremendous. They were very loud. They were very supportive. And I was so glad, it tore the place down when we scored that goal in the final minute to make it 3-0. It was incredible.
Well, hopefully we'll keep that momentum going this week as the playoffs get underway in the NPSL. And we'll hear much more about Saturday night, and later we'll hear some joking around answers, some of the best of from throughout the year. But when we come back, Coach will analyze 2 plays from the match Saturday night, next on CST. This edition of the Jesters Court is presented by Heineken. Open your world. By Rockin' Bowl. Also by Design the Planet. Dream, brand, evolve. And by Walk-Ons. Everyone needs a little playing time.
I wasn't born in America, and arriving here wasn't easy for me. They didn't even say my name right. I thought I'd never fit in. But over time, I gained their respect, and that respect turned into admiration. Admiration into love. And the world better be ready, 'cause I'm an American now. My name is soccer.
The New Orleans Jesters are the 2017 Southeast Conference regular season champs. And that means the playoffs are coming to Pan American Stadium. The NPSL Southeast semifinals will start at 3 p.m. on Friday and continue at 7 when the Jesters play in the second semifinal. And the Southeast final is Saturday at 7. Tickets start at $10 for adults and $5 for kids aged 6 through 12. Children under 6 are free. Grab your tickets at NOLAJesters.com or call 504-312-3979.
We're back at Walk-Ons for the final regular season edition of the Jesters Court, and it's time for our Coach's Breakdown presented by Heineken, and we're going to look at goals from the match Saturday night. And Coach, we're going to start with the first goal, and this just kind of shows what the veteran Tony Giudice, his savvy, his expertise, his awareness of the match can do and affect the match.
Yeah, Well, I've got to give a lot of credit to Lucas Curry as well, who was playing wide, and we asked him to come inside and draw defenders in to give space to other forwards. And his first touch is very good. He gets it under control and drives inside. So Tony is brilliant here, because what he does is he drops off the defender who's worried about Lucas. And if you notice how he positions himself, his first touch gets him looking at goal. That's a striker. So he actually turned his body that when the ball came to him, he created the space that even from an awkward position, he could get himself looking at goal, and it's quick enough to get the shot off. That's a great striker. It's a great finish. But Lucas did the right thing as well, and they just worked perfectly together on that goal. It's really a textbook goal.
So that was fantastic in the run of play, but now we're going to look at the 2 insurance goals from the match. And we're going to start with John Evans. We say it every week. He does it every week. He's been spectacular on free kicks. What makes this one so special?
Well, I think if you look at it before he steps up to it, the defenders, they're not in picture right now, but they're trying to cause some distraction. So the referee did the right thing, blew his whistle, said don't take the free kick until I'm ready. So normally that's to put people off. But if you look at the concentration level, he has never budged one single bit. He's focused on the ball. He knows where the goal is. And when the whistle goes, he puts it. It's just top class. It's Premier League stuff. But the fact that he would concentrate and not get distracted, and as I say, off screen, those Birmingham defenders were trying to distract him a little bit, and sometimes the players get involved in that, and he didn't, and then executed his skill perfectly.
And we've seen it all year from him. His accuracy on free kicks, I mean, that's upper 90, perfect stuff.
It's practice. It's practice, and I mean he's got more variation than that. I mean, you've seen him score different goals from free kicks, and this one is hit with his instep and it's top 90. You've seen him drive the ball, with his drive the ball into the back of net and free kicks, and he's just a super player. So when he gets in those situations, he does extremely well for us, and he's got a high success rate.
Well, let's now go ahead to Igor's goal. Again, we talked about him last week, a reserve that is now getting a chance to play with the first team. And this is another top-class goal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you look at it, they're doing the same thing. This time you can see it. They're playing games. They don't push back 10 yards. The referee does exactly the right thing. He blows his whistle and says, don't. But look at him now. He's concentrating on the ball. He's not looking at any fracas going on between the referee and the wall while the wall positions the wall. He tells him, look at him right now. He tells him to wait. You can see it there. I'm going to blow the whistle. And when he does, he's just struck it beautifully. It's like a golfer striking the ball beautifully. It's the same thing. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's and John and Igor were the same. They were just beautifully executed free kicks.
And no chance for the keeper there. Just 2 perfect shots. Well, Coach, those were 3 quality goals this weekend. We've had a bunch this season, and as we bring down the curtain on the regular season, it's time to start thinking about the best of the best from this year. And it's our postseason awards presented by Ye Olde College Inn and Rockin' Bull. And here are the nominees for Goal of the Year, Save of the Year, and our Most Valuable Player. To vote, log on to my Twitter at PeopleRun88 and complete the polls, or on the Royal Courts Roundtable on Facebook, which will also contain the polls. Voting ends Sunday night at 9 p.m. Well, the playoffs are ahead, but the most taxing part of the week for Coach Farrell is next, as he answers your question when the Jesters Court returns.
The New Orleans Jesters are the 2017 Southeast Conference regular season champs, and that means the playoffs are coming to Pan American Stadium. The NPSL Southeast semifinals will start at 3 p.m. on Friday and continue at 7 when the Jesters play in the second semifinal. And the Southeast final is Saturday at 7. Tickets start at $10 for adults and $5 for kids aged 6 through 12. Children under 6 are free. Grab your tickets at NOLAJesters.com or call 504-312-3979.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons, and this is the Jesters Court, our final regular season edition, along with Coach Kenny Farrell, Paul Boron, and Coach, it's time for some questions. Are you ready for a little Ask the Coach? All right, let's get our first question. This is from Taylor.
Hi, my name is Taylor, and Coach, what are you going to do differently to prepare for the playoffs?
Well, I mean, the main things you need to win are the same, but you have to take into consideration that you got to get hopefully through the first game and then through the second game. So depends how the game goes. I mean, we'll do everything training the same. We'll hopefully be fresh. I mean, it's been a long, arduous season, and it looks like we'll be fresh going into this game without having to play this week since last Saturday. But it's really what happens from the beginning of the game. How does the game go on Friday night, the semifinal, and how do I prepare if we're up 2-0, if we're down 2-0, if we have to go to a shootout, if we have to go to PKs, I'll use players differently. If we're up, obviously, and we're quite comfortable, then we might be able to get to rest players thinking that we're going to the next day. If we're down and we've got to chase the game, well, obviously, I'll use different types of players, and we're going to push, and we'll be very tired the next day. So, it's really the only difference will happen when the game kicks off and how we use the players.
Well, let's go to Twitter, and this is from @SignPez. He says, Coach, congrats on the regular season. Which team in the playoffs do you think is the best matchup for you guys, and who is the toughest matchup? And also, these young fellas right here, these twins, have a similar question.
What team do you want to play?
We play either Atlanta or Asheville. I've not played Asheville, but they've beaten Atlanta twice this season, and I've really not seen them except on video. Atlanta, we've beaten twice in very, very tough games, and they're a very good squad. So I don't really know in that one. I know what we're up against when we play Atlanta. I know how good they are. And as I say, Asheville's beaten them twice, so they must have a decent side. And when it comes down to who's the team I'd most like to match up against, I wouldn't say that. I'm not,
right.
Every game for us is the same. It doesn't matter who you're bringing in. We're going to focus on that team that we play that day, and not worry about who's in it and who's not in it.
All right, let's go to the Royal Courts Roundtable for this question from Jordan LaFrance, who asks, what do you attribute to this great turnaround from the previous season? And he adds, besides some fantastic coaching by you.
Well, look, some of the players, I've always said, for the players in this league, in this particular league, it's a 2 or 3 year cycle, and we've got some of them that are actually going on 4 years, and they're still very young. We start players young in this team, so the local players are making massive contributions, and then the players that we brought in, we brought in more mature players, I think, players that were ready for the challenge of the city and of the league, and I think that helps. I mean, we've had to turn games around. We've gone on road trips that have been very difficult, and we've come away with results everywhere. And every time they've been challenged, it seems to be that this team respect each other, all the way down to the players that are not even getting into the team on a game night, and they pull for each other and they lift each other. It's a little intangible that makes it happen for you, apart from just being a good team. That intangible is very important.
We got one more question from our audience. Let's hear from this young guy.
I'm Rowan, and I do the Jesters Academy, and my question is, what's your favorite part about coaching the Jesters?
Really, I love to see the Jesters was really about getting an opportunity for our young players to move into this team and play at this level. It was never here before. We started doing it. It's been a hard sell sometimes with people buying into it, but really seeing the young players come through and contribute the way they do at this level, and whether they go on to Major League Soccer or whether they decide that's it for them, at least they've played at this level which is a national league and a very high-level national league. And we produce that for them. And then our academy players, obviously, we want to produce them to come through and play in this team as well. But it is for everybody. I mean, it's a night of entertainment. When I see fans, so happy that their city soccer team is winning, that makes me very happy. I mean, the work with the players is fun. Right. They respond to the coaching very well. They respond to instruction very well. I'm open to listen to what they have to say and get inside their minds, and then putting them together, they respond very quickly. That's the great part of the coaching side of it, is that they listen and they think about it, they process, and then they go get it done, and they see how it works, and they're very, very responsive that way.
We got one final question from the Royal Courts Roundtable. This is from Matthew Wooster, who wants to know, Kenny, where would you like your statue put up for this successful season?
No statues. No statues. What I'd like to see is to continue to see the support get behind the team, and the team go bigger and stronger, and more New Orleans players coming through, because we have great athletes, and just providing the avenue for those guys to move on. That's more important than anything else, and that's what we're dedicated to. Thanks.
I'd like to see what a statue of you looks like.
It won't happen. Shouldn't happen, and it won't happen. Yeah.
Well, we thank everybody for the great questions once again. When we come back to the Jesters Court, joking around and a little twist on it as we get the best answers from all of our regular season questions. That is next.
You got to prove yourself to make it in America. It doesn't matter where you came from. I heard it, I'd never make it, but I proved them wrong. My name? You can call me Soccer.
The New Orleans Jesters are the 2017 Southeast Conference regular season champs, and that means the playoffs are coming to Pan American Stadium. The NPSL Southeast semifinals will start at 3 p.m. on Friday and continue at 7 when the Jesters play in the second semifinal. And the Southeast final is Saturday at 7. Tickets start at $10 for adults and $5 for kids aged 6 through 12. Children under 6 are free. Grab your tickets at NOLAJesters.com or call 504-312-3979.
Back at Walk-Ons, our host and also the presenting sponsor for the week ahead. And Coach, we're into the part of the season where it's win or go home, as the Southeast semifinals are here. But the good news is that they're here. The semifinals, as we mentioned earlier, will get the winner of the 2-3 game between the Atlanta Silverbacks and Asheville City Soccer Club. They square off Tuesday night. The winner of that game will come here and play on Friday, and then the winner of that match will advance to the Southeast Conference Championship game, which will be Saturday night. So we talked about the upcoming opponent. Yeah. Let's talk about just getting the chance to host this, and what a boost that will be, and then playing 2 matches in 2 days.
But it's the same for all the teams, so can't use it as an excuse. We are at home. We're very excited about that. But the reality is, if you lose, you're done. Right. You can't come back. I mean, you lose a game, you don't put it away, it's over. So the reality has to set into the players to know what's on the line, and there is no second chances anymore. And that's what we got to understand as we prepare for this weekend, and I can guarantee you they will understand that going forward.
Well, things obviously get serious starting Friday night. We've been asking guys questions all season long. We've now compiled some of the best answers. And if you've been watching us all season long, there's a trend on a certain musician that certain players seem to take a liking to.
Well, there's a few. Anyone that plays for Man City, really. Anyone that played in the game against QPR. We won the league and took it away from United.
Lionel Messi, just phenomenal. Can't even put into words how good of a player he is. But another player is Jamie Vardy.
Ronaldinho Gaúcho, because he's got a lot of skills. He was fast, and he made a lot of things with the ball that he can do that.
Dani Alves, I just like the way he plays. He's so creative, and he just plays the way that I like, so attacking as well as defending.
Marco Reus. I don't know whether it's the big nose or the hairstyle, one of them, but Marco Reus is always the one.
If you guys know Tiny Temper from back home, apparently I look like him. I've been told by a lot of people that I look like Tiny Temper.
I don't know, I used to have real long hair, and there's a show in England called Towie. I used to get told Pirate Pete. You don't know who he is though.
One thing I'll have to have, I think I'll have to have my toothbrush. I'm adamant every day that I brush my teeth twice a day.
I think I will have my family. If I can have my family, I will bring my family because they are part of me. They build me. They make my mind. They help me to grow up.
I would have to have hair gel because I'm all about that hairstyle.
Probably Justin Bieber's new song. I think it's I'm One or I'm Just One, something like that.
Probably Justin Bieber and Ludacris Baby. That's probably one of my all-time secret favorite songs.
Probably any of Justin Bieber's like original music.
My secret talent is probably one of my signature dance moves. It's called the worm. Yeah, wrestling back in the day. Scotty Too Hotty used to do that on the floor. You want me to do it? Yes.
Oh my God.
You want me to do it? Yeah.
So John Evans showed us his moves on Media Day, and since then he showed off his skill, and we hope we'll be showing some highlights of his next week when we come back at these times. And don't forget, the show is available on my YouTube channel on Thursday and throughout social media. Plus, you can check out some of the early playoffs that got underway throughout our league when you tune in Thursday on YouTube and NPSL.com for the latest edition of This Week in the NPSL. But, Coach, the playoffs are upon us. Between the strength of your squad and playing at home, nothing is guaranteed, but you have to at least be confident going into this weekend.
Yeah, I'm confident in our players playing well, performing well, and being able to win the games. You know, there's other factors that always get into it, and you know, you have to overcome them. That's the challenge. You know, that's the test. You get overcome a bad refereeing call or a penalty that shouldn't have happened, and it can happen both ways. It happens to all of them. So, but there's no chance to recover unless you're really prepared for some things to go wrong that are out of your hands, and you know, you've got 90 minutes in a game to fix those things, and you know, the clock runs, and you got to be ready. You got to be mentally strong and physically strong. So that'll all be taken into consideration. They'll understand this going in, but they won't have any fear. They'll go in confident, but they'll go in knowing that it's as hard work as it has been all season on Friday night.
Well, we told you how great the environment was Saturday night at Pan Am. Well, this needs to be an even better environment. So let's pack Pan Am, get the support behind the boys as we play the Southeast Conference semifinals on Friday, and hopefully we'll be talking about a championship final on Saturday. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Jesters Court. For Coach Kenny Farrell, Paul Boran saying so long and thanks for joining us from Walk-Ons.